A reactive man is a dangerous man. A man who lives reactively is a man who oftentimes presents himself as a threat, known or unknown, detected or undetected in his own home. I don't think there's anything more uneasy than noticing when a man is off his rocker and chooses not to engage with it.
Mhm.
It's very uneasy in the home. You can feel the shift of the home. I don't feel safe to have conversation with you. I don't feel safe to connect with you. I don't know who you're going to be. I don't know what version of you am I going to see in this moment. And that is something that typically, especially for a lot of men, does reconnect to some earlier places of earlier wounds. Okay.
Yeah.
When you think about childhood wounds and experiences there, and how they learn to survive through various different experiences in their early, childhood, getting whoopings and told to shut up. Okay. That adds up. W-
That was me.
I
I
feel it.
I grew
Yeah.
up in the era of children should be seen and not heard, and I see how much that stunted my growth
Hmm.
because I was just taught to do and not say how I feel, or even being in the hood, I couldn't tell people how I really felt. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you got to stand strong, or you about to it's about to jump off over here. You can't be expressing that you're scared. You better
Yeah.
suck it up and do what you need to do. And I
Yeah.
see how much that stunted my growth.
Absolutely.
But
Absolutely.
we
And
don't talk
being
about that enough as men.
we don't. And I think it's an awareness factor. I think it's the disgusting toxic masculinity conversations that happen around social media towards that too. That I don't think is healthy. And I think too, part of it is also too because I've also learned in my work that men process things differently. Women are really good with trying to talk things through. Men can be too. But typically you'll run into men where they're using and depending on activities as a form of therapy in and of itself. We'll talk about it, but it'll naturally come up when we're together and maybe we're at an outing going to play golf, hooping,
Yep.
lifting weights, right?
Yeah.
And it just kind of starts coming out a little bit. And as the fellas in the village, we're just here to be a source of containment. And depending on who you're talking with, if it's someone of a trusted, person, you want to hear their thoughts, then that kind of turns into a back and forth as well. But it's an unfortunate thing, and I think that's a whole nother conversation in and of itself when you start talking about the wiring and nature of men and what that looks like to navigate through that. Um, Different.
Yeah. Man, one thing I learned over the years is when my wife come to me and she might be flooded or she got 1,000 things to talk about. I'm like, okay, before I go into Bob the Builder mode, let me stop. Let me stop. Let me ask myself. I'm like, okay. And then I say, hey, babe, so do you want me to just listen to you or do you want me to fix it? Now I
Mm,
know which lane I'm driving in.
Go.
I just need you to listen. Okay, well, hey, I'm listening, but I took my Bob the Builder hat off. I'm chilling. Now if you
Perfect.
want me to fix it, that's a different thing. And so we got to have those conversations. And when we don't have those conversations, it's easy for us to go in default and be like, I'm going to fix it. You know what I'm saying? So
What do you need from me?
yeah,
I love that. That's
yeah,
gold. That's
yeah,
gold.
yeah, man. Okay, so we're going on an hour. So I want to ask you this one last question before we get out of
I
here.
got time, man. I got time. So whatever you need.
I'm gonna have to bring you back. We're gonna have to do
I love it. I love
on
it.
another topic. We're gonna have to do this again because there's so much stuff we didn't unpack.
Yeah. Yeah.